Hello there, welcome to Monkeytron Collective, and as you can see, today's little video is all about this. This is a blaster I'm calling the Sith Saber. This is a Nerf rival Kronos that has been integrated with some parts from some toy Hasbro lightsabers, and I've wanted to go for a kind of full-on, kind of custom Star Wars themed kind of blaster, something a bit different, something a bit original. And this is an idea I came up with. So this started out with Mel, Monkeytron, won a kind of competition, I think, that was run by Biggz NZ over in New Zealand, and it was to win a set of custom resin cast red parts for a Kronos, and she won the parts. Biggz was then he was very busy for a while, and obviously with the parts getting shipped from the other side of the world, it took a wee while to get here, but we got them eventually, and when they arrived, thought we'd do something cool, something original with them, and I had this idea of a kind of Darth Vader themed blaster with the Kronos, and I was just going to do it black with some Darth Vader decals, and but then the idea of I was custom painting some lightsabers at the same time as well. We do a few of them here at Monkeytron Collective, and I just got this idea of chopping up a few lightsabers and kind of integrating them into the blaster as well, and just make something a bit futuristic and Star Warsy, and something I've not really seen before. So the first idea was getting these lightsabers on the side, and so as you can see there, these are integrated into the side. So these are just lightsabers are notoriously hard to get apart. I don't know if you've ever tried to take a Hasbro toy lightsaber apart, but they're a bit of a nightmare, so I ended up having to do a bit of dremeling and pulling apart, and they're all often solvent welded together as well, so it wasn't easy to get them apart, but then we managed to get them kind of tacked into place and then epoxied into place, and we finished with a little bit of putty work as well to fill in some of the holes and gaps. Left the front bits open just so they look quite like vents on the front. And then I kind of had this idea of making a scope out of the hilt of a lightsaber, and it works perfectly. So we kind of gutted the insides of the saber out, and we managed to put a scope in there, and we got fuzzing a bit and drilled out the back, and then put some red film across. It's the same stuff I use in visors for my helmets that I make. Just a little circle of that cut in, and then I just thought it didn't look quite right, so we then added a bit of the actual kind of saber onto the front there as well, and you just get this kind of nice red kind of scope looking down, which actually works quite well. Got it centered quite well, and it actually works. And it's great fun. What inside this is a stock spring, but I've removed all the locks, so it's completely no locks in it whatsoever. You've got the resin sling point there, resin trigger, the resin catch release thing there, which doesn't function anymore because I've removed the lock. Got the delete jam door and the front piece here as well. But it wasn't quite finished there. I decided I wanted to make this sound and look like a lightsaber. So we took the electronics out of one of these lightsabers and I kind of rewired them up to different battery source, added some LEDs, extended some of the wired in bits, and we've put them into the blaster as well. And we've sunk a little button in the trigger wheel. It's kind of you can't really see it. It's kind of hidden in the back there. And when you click this button, you get the lightsaber sound effects, as you'll have seen in the little video there as well. It also has the clash effects, and the LEDs flash and flicker with the clash effects as well. And then if you want, you can just switch it off. And yeah, that was something I'd had in mind from the beginning. I want to take advantage of the translucent red parts and have them light up. In this light you can't really see them too much, but you've seen in the video, kind of in low light situations they do glow quite a bit. And we extended the LEDs, so there's LEDs top and bottom of the barrel, just to give an extra bit of light. And fitting the electronics in this was incredibly hard. Wiring this up took quite a while. What I ended up doing is the electronics for the lightsaber are actually mounted inside this lightsaber on the side. So behind this I had to take out the panel where this was kind of onto the side of the blaster, had to remove the inside panel of the blaster there, and all the electronics, the soundboard and the speaker and the sensors for the clash effects and everything are all mounted on the inside there. And then we've just got the wiring running through. And the battery goes in the handle here. We've got a double AAA battery tray. The original Saber only ran off 3 AA batteries, so without putting a buck converter to drop down the voltage, it was kind of hard to hook it up to a different battery source, so I just went with the two AA batteries. So it's got enough power to work the lights and sound and everything, but they probably just won't last quite as long. They're just seated in the handle there. Taking a cut off this here, so you can just lift the handle straight off to get into the batteries without taking the blaster apart. So there's lots of delicate wiring in here as well. But having the cut across handle there just does make the handle feel a little bit looser than it would do in its kind of stock form. But having I've put loads of rounds through this, and it's working fine. Obviously this is intended as a kind of display, kind of cosplay, just kind of show off funky piece. It'll still work as well. It's still fully functioning Kronos. You pull back there, you still get access to load your rounds in. The lightsaber pulls back far enough, you can just pop them in. But obviously to load the rounds anyway, your slide has to be back, so that doesn't get in the way, even though it does sit over there when it's not in. But yeah, overall I'm super happy with this. We just did a kind of flat black paint job. We then went in and we did lots of kind of gold and brass and copper detailing around the lightsaber areas. Then got a couple little bits of red and blue in there just to kind of represent was like lights on Darth Vader's chest piece. We then did a bit of silver dry brushing around the main body of the blaster and kept the kind of brass and the golds and stuff on the lightsaber pieces, just to differentiate them a little. And then this has been finished with our 2K lacquer, our 2-part professional lacquer, which we absolutely love. So this has got an absolute sealed solid paint job now, and just gives it a super shiny edge, and absolutely love it. So anyway, thanks. So if you really like this blaster, we're thinking about putting it up on our Etsy store. Not fully decided yet, still thinking about it. I don't think I'd probably use it at an event because I have my Judge Dredd Kronos that I use, and a standard Kronos, and with the extra pieces on this it wouldn't really fit in my holster, so it wouldn't. I'd only really use it for a bit of showing off here, and I'd take it to events just to show off or whatever, and most of the time it would probably just be sat here in the workshop on display. But yeah, so I don't think it's going to get played with that much here. So yeah, we might put it up on Etsy, so keep an eye on our Etsy page if you're super interested in that. But yeah, other than that, it's just such a super fun project. Biggz NZ parts, can't fault them as usual. We've had several kits of Biggz now. If you're in the market for some resin parts, so you can hit him up on Etsy and on Facebook and Instagram and stuff as well. Just go check him out. And make sure you follow us here on the YouTube and over on Facebook and on Instagram, and have a look at the Etsy store anyway, and you can see what else we've got on offer. We're about to put up a couple of blasters, a couple of new ones to replace some of the stock that's sold. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.